Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Channel. So, I know that the holidays can be really difficult for some people who are missing, their loved ones who are no longer here physically. So, I just wanted to share a couple stories about the way in which Spirit is so eager and excited, and just the magnitude of things that they are capable of doing to show that they are very much still here with you. So I have so many stories, so many examples, but I'm going to start just, I want to tell you about my cousin. Uh, he was a couple years older than I was, and he passed away when I was around 25, I want to say. And he was like the older brother that I always wanted to have. The protective, uh, just older brother figure that I knew was always looking out for me. And we were just the bestest of friends for my entire life. We just grew up uh, really close. And when he passed away, it was definitely one of the worst days of my life. So when he passed away, we were supposed to be headed for our family vacation at this beach house that we have rented every single year since, my entire life. So my entire family, so cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, have rented this one particular beach house for 20 something plus years. And when my cousin passed away, it was the day before we were supposed to be at the beach house. And so that definitely made things really difficult. And we did decide to go anyways. And Andrew was always so big on fishing. He loved like shore fishing. And so much of the time he would catch like stingrays and these little sharks. That was like the main thing. He would catch these little sharks. And for the first couple of days when we were there, the weather was really bad, and the waves were like really big. And, of course, I was just completely distraught. So I didn't want to do anything. And I believe I just slept a lot, for the first couple of days. And then there was one morning I woke up and the weather was just gorgeous. And I felt just slightly more optimistic, just slightly a little bit better. And I was sitting at the kitchen table, and a bunch of my cousins had decided to go swimming, decided to go in the ocean. And in my ear, I mean, physically, okay, I talk a lot about how you can hear spirit, but often it's like in your mind, or it's not a physical thing. This was absolutely a physical noise in my ear. My cousin, like he always did our entire life together, he went, and it just took me back. I was like, oh my gosh, this was not something that was disputable. And Andrew has a brother that sounds a lot like him, and I asked around. And they said no, he's in the ocean. And I was like, wow, I cannot believe he just whispered in my ear. And this is really before, by the way, I started to get really into mediumship. I was just starting to dabble in it. And so I decided that I was going to go swimming too. And a friend of mine had come up to visit. And so we went in the water together. And all of the sudden, something in the water attached itself to like that little area in between your thumb and your pointer finger, attached itself, like bit onto there. And I pulled my hand out of the water, and there literally was one of those little sharks dangling from my skin right here. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I like threw it off of me. And I, scurried to the shoreline, and I was like, oh my gosh, that absolutely was Andrew. Like, he just whispered in my ear, and out of all the 25 years that I have been going to the beach house, nobody, not me, nor any of my family members, have ever had these little sharks latch on to any part of their bodies and dangle. It was absolutely Andrew. And he was making sure, gosh, I'm getting emotional. He was making sure I knew that he absolutely was not gone and that he was so very much there with us at the beach house. And that's just one example, you guys, of what spirit is capable of. Truly, they, if you believe in it, they will go to extraordinary lengths to make sure that you know that they're right there with you all the time, especially in those really important times and those places where you feel connected to them. So, gosh, I didn't expect to get emotional, but it really is a beautiful story. So, if you're feeling lonely during the holidays, please believe that your relatives and all of your loved ones are there with you, comforting you, and they'll show you. They'll show you that they're there if you believe. All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe if you so please. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Aloha.